Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Dead Meat. Today, we're checking out the kill count for the 2022 movie Pearl, which I have honestly never heard of in my life, so I have no idea what this even is. But, like they always say, the kill count should not be a replacement for the movie, just more of an insight. Anyway, let's hop in and check it out.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Pearl, released in 2022. Pearl is a prequel to X, the slasher that premiered earlier the same year. We'll have the last trilogy when Maxine releases next week, which follows X's final girl into 1980s Los Angeles. All three films come courtesy of veteran writer, director, editor, and producer Ty West. Pearl explores the early years of X's gory grandma, who now becomes the titular character. She's once again played by Mia Goth, although this time she doesn't have to sit through hours of old person makeup. Goth came up with a lot of Pearl's backstory as character work for X, and co-wrote the screenplay with West during X's production. A24 greenlit the project by time X began filming, allowing them to secretly shoot both projects back to back. They used the same sets and a lot of the same crew, literally doing pre-production on Pearl while shooting X. That gives this prequel a rewarding continuity, letting us see the old and broken down locations and characters from X back when they were in their prime 60 years prior. And it's not just a fresh coat of paint differentiating the two films. While X is a 70s style slasher, evoking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Pearl is a Technicolor nightmare character piece. It takes inspiration from Golden Age films and sweeping musicals. Watching Pearl go to work feels like watching Mary Poppins murder people in Oz. The bright theatrical tone makes the terrifying elements stand out more. The horror here comes from Pearl's psychological unraveling, which seems inevitable given the circumstances in which she lives. It takes place in 1918, a double dose of suck thanks to World War I and the Spanish flu. But even without those global traumas, Pearl's been dealt a rough hand. She's living with a mental illness in an era where that wouldn't have been recognized or treated. I won't attempt to armchair diagnose her, but she's clearly sociopathic with delusions of grandeur.
One day the whole world's gonna know my name.
Between the character's warped but well-developed psychology and a performance for the ages by Goth, Pearl instantly inserts herself into the pantheon of horror icons. Some memorable modern killers, like Megan, earn that status through their appearance and dialogue. Pearl's more like a Patrick Bateman type. She completely owns every frame she's in, and you learn so deeply who she is and the flaws that drive her. She's the main attraction of a movie that also features haunting imagery and buckets of cherry red blood. In other words, one goddamned, fucked up horror picture. Will this bloody backstory leave us... sorry, one moment. Who seeks the wisdom of the great Jaj?
Oh, great Jaj, I've traveled across the gray pavement roads of Los Angeles to meet you.
What is this?
I hear you have the power to grant whatever I seek.
Indeed I do. Tell me, what is it you desire?
A good night's sleep, your counterness.
An easy request. Mattress. I can help you, no magic required. Thanks to today's sponsor, Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep offers premium fiberglass-free mattresses, customized to your needs and shipped straight to your door. Why, I just upgraded our cool 70s-themed guest room with one. All I had to do was fill out their online sleep quiz to get the perfect option, based on my body type and sleep preferences from their selection of 20 unique mattresses. That ended with me getting the Midnight Lux mattress, with a 100-night sleep trial to make sure it was just right for me.
But I'm sorry, Isn't the mattress for your guests?
Are you questioning the judgment of the great Jaj?
No, no, sir.
Good. Besides, it's perfect for a quick nap when I'm downstairs. The great Jaj works irregular hours, so being able to squeeze in a power nap within feet of my office is ideal. Plus, its cooling cover helps me stay cool and comfortable even on hot days. Just wait. I'm sure you'll love it too. And when you do, you and all of my adoring subjects can take advantage of their 4th of July sale by going to helixsleep.com/deadmeat to get 30% off Lux and Elite mattresses plus 2 free pillows, as well as 25% off site-wide. All with a 10-year
Damn, by the time you guys are seeing this, that's already over.
Warranty.
Sorry.
And for US customers, free shipping!
Well, maybe.
Now off with you! I have important matters to tend to. Greatness and Jaj and all that. Will this bloody backstory leave us clutching our pearls? Let's find out and get to the kills.
I don't even know of X. I'm gonna have to check out that video
The movie begins with
personally.
a swelling score and the same barn doors as X. But while X used those doors to tease a 4x3 framing, Pearl opens them wide into a Technicolor world. It's the world of grandiose musicals, so let's get some lights, camera, action on Pearl. Ain't she a heavenly creature, folks? Too bad her mother don't agree. Pearl lives and works on her family's farm in 1918 Texas. Her parents are German immigrants, and it's not a great time to be that.
I don't want to hear about any more dead Germans tonight.
Further harshing Pearl's vibe is her father, since the poor guy is a shell of a human being. An unspecified disease has left him immobile, needing to be fed and bathed. It's awful for him and also for Pearl, who's not cut out for life on the farm. She lets her true self shine when she's alone. She's a straight-up thespian, a performer.
A star!
A star. She has the same
A
feeling
star.
about herself that Maxine Minks would 60 years later.
You're special. I'm special.
Special is one way to put it, considering how she deals with barnyard pals who don't pay for tickets to her show. She pitchforks a poor goose and takes it to a nearby pond.
Jeez.
There, she calls for her bumpy friend Theta and feeds that gator a tunnel car. The next day,
Tunnel
Pearl rides
car?
a bike into town, passing by a man preaching from the Book of Maxine.
I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
Great slogan to throw on a sandwich board. After
Okay.
picking up morphine for her dad, she disobeys her mom's orders and swings by the local cinema for a show. She watches it with 20/20 vision, by which I mean with a mask over her face to avoid the pandemic. Pearl takes place in
Ah,
1918.
yes, even then.
The Spanish flu was wreaking havoc on the world, much like COVID-19 in 2020. The parallels are aplenty.
Remember to cover your face. And don't linger close to anyone. Papers are warning of a lethal resurgence.
Writer-director Ty West
Oh,
thought this was
really?
a topical way to add to Pearl's isolation. She already struggles with the loneliness of farm life, with the pandemic in place.
Then again, I guess both of these movies came out like 2 years ago, so it's no wonder I never heard of them until now.
She can't even socialize in town.
All this isolation has been enough to make one mad, hasn't it?
It really has.
It reflects the mental health issues a lot of people experienced from isolation during COVID lockdowns. Before the movie starts, Nicole Kidman is the shoot for some pre-show propaganda. Damn, that footage is intense. Y'all couldn't play
Wow.
Make Mine music or some shit? Pearl takes a swig of scissor and settles in for Palace
Oh, no.
Follies, a film that features the song Wee Wee Marie.
Wasn't that the liquid morphine she got for her dad?
The same song
Also
played
to
in
get
X
for her
when
dad?
Old Pearl danced in Bloody Headlights. That version was a cover by Chelsea Wolfe. After the show, Pearl has a back alley bump-in with the theater's projectionist. And that's projectionist with a capital P, since we never learn the guy's real name. The mustachioed movie man gets
Oh, okay.
flirty with Pearl, not knowing that she's married, because she never tells him. Her husband Howard is off fighting in the trenches, and writes to her about the horrors he's seen and how much he misses her.
I never want to be away from you again, till death do us part.
As X showed, that would turn out to be true. The projectionist gives
Uh-oh.
Pearl a frame of the picture she just saw, and says she can come by and see a film whenever she wants. He's her own personal movie pass. On her way home,
Ooh,
the film
that ain't
frame
good.
flies out of Pearl's pocket, and she knows there's only one place it could have gone. Deep into the corn stalks? Maybe she can get another one from He Who Films Behind the Rose. She doesn't find Isaac or Malachi, but she does stumble upon a creepy-ass scarecrow. But hey, when you're in a drought, even straw can look nice and ripe. She takes the brainless bumpkin for a ballroom.
I'm sorry, but why would they make the face of that scarecrow look so realistic? It's like way too detailed.
And starts to practice kissing on him. Ooh, moving on to the advanced techniques I see. And why not? He's so handsome, ain't he, Pearl?
What the?
Okay, that's cool, but then why you about to... Oh, okay, you're gonna have a little scarecrow secret,
Nope.
huh?
Nope.
Yep, she clicks her ruby heels against him, and, well, she fucks that scarecrow. I mean, you shouldn't be too surprised. We done seen that Pearl's
Yeah.
perpetually horny, even in old age. She gets home late and finds her frustrated mom chopping wood like she were William from The Witch. She's sent inside to help wash off her father, which gives her the chance to practice her kicks. And her psychopathy, since she pinches and prods him. Oh man, and chokes him
Ow.
too? Come on, Pearl, leave her pops alone. At dinner, Mama Ruth takes away her daughter's soup after noticing her change was missing 8 cents. Inflation calculator says that'd be $1.79 today. Seems harsh,
Oh.
but so are the times, as Ruth's quick to remind her daughter, especially for people like them.
Du siehst, wie deutsche Bauern hier behandelt werden. Der einzige Grund, warum wir nicht krank oder am Verhungern sind, ist, weil wir achtsam leben.
It's an unfortunate reminder that
Huh.
Americans have often been suspicious of immigrants, especially when they come from countries we're at war with. The conflict between Pearl and Ruth is one where you can understand both perspectives. As a desperate creative type, Pearl's obviously going to be miserable living on a farm. But her mother
Yeah, that would make
immigrated
sense.
here and worked hard to achieve this life. She can't afford for her daughter to be flighty.
Ich kann dir nicht erlauben, dein Leben zu verträumen und dich vor deinen Verantwortungen zu drücken. Ist das klar?
Das ist klar. That night, Pearl wishes
It
for a
is
chance to
clear.
escape the farm, and a shooting star portends an opportunity. It arrives the next day when Howard's mom and sister visit, trying to help out by delivering a pig roast. Ruth is too proud to accept the
sweet.
handout,
Free pig.
especially from a family that's much better off. Turns out Howard comes from money and privilege. He even could have gotten out of serving in the war.
You know, we had a doctor willing to declare him ineligible.
But he turned down his family wealth and opportunity to instead be a farmhand and soldier. And Pearl's super thrilled about that. She loves it, really. So proud of you. That's great, Howie. Her
She's a
sister-in-law
couple,
Mitzi
doesn't
lets her
she?
know there's a traveling troupe in town auditioning girls to be dancers.
Doesn't that sound exciting?
Sure does to Pearl, so the two make plans to attend the audition together. Pearl thinks it can be her ticket out of this place, and let her have a bit of
don't-
palace folly herself.
Never mind.
Yes, sir, she can see it now. Best of all, it'll get her away from her mom, who's just, God, the most joyless woman I've ever seen. She's a black cloud amongst all these vibrant colors. Pearl was shot on the same sets and locations as X just 3 weeks after that film wrapped. They kept on a lot of the
Oh.
same crew, too, many of whom were in the middle of a break from working on Avatar 2. Sometimes it was a lot of work to transform
Okay.
things into the 1910s. For the town, they shot a section of Wanganui in New Zealand, where they had to remove parking meters and light poles and put down dirt to cover the asphalt. But other times, it was easier to recreate this time period than the 70s for X. Production design
Hold on, was it a lot easier to moving those old cars? Because I still bet that was kind of heavy.
Tom Hammock said it was less stressful getting props, since viewers know the 1910s a lot less than they know the 70s. And making Pearl's home look new was actually easier than aging it for X. Instead of having to add wear and tear, they could just put up new wallpapers and a fresh coat of paint.
It was very strange to
Very
be
lovely.
making a movie on a farm for over a month and then go away for about a month, and when you came back, the farm looked totally different.
The owners of the house they shot in liked the remodeling so much, they kept it after production was over. Pearl steals another one of her
Oh,
mom's
that's nice.
dresses and sneaks out to see the projectionist again. She rides into town looking like the Wicked Witch, or I guess technically looking like Miss Gulch. There's a lot of Wizard of Oz
Nice.
imagery in this movie, since, like Dorothy, Pearl imagines living in
Oh.
a world that's bigger than her life on the farm. The projectionist is pleased to get her on his dirt couch and give her a dirty glass of booze. She asks to watch Palace Follies again, but he suggests a reel from his personal collection.
How about
Yeah,
a film nobody else has seen?
The movie, A Free Ride from 1915, is a real-life stag film, short silent movies that are some of the earliest examples of pornography. He picked up this little
Uh-oh.
titty-ditty in France, since they're still illegal in the US of A. But he thinks they'll
Whoa!
be legal soon
Thank you,
enough.
censorship.
People pay an arm and a leg to see this.
It's a nod towards the future production that'll take place in Pearl's backyard 60 years from now. There's another bit of connective tissue when the projectionist calls himself a bohemian. I guess Howard has a string of bad luck with guys like him.
The last bohemian that stayed here was the same. Traipsing around, belly in clothes, enticing my wife.
More
Yeah, I think I will
expansions are
check out the
made when
kill
sexy
count for that.
cinephile encourages Pearl to follow her dreams.
You only get one take at this life. And if you don't make the most of it when you're young, you don't get a second chance.
That's kind of the whole theme of X. There, we see Pearl long after all her second chances are gone, and hear the younger characters talk about avoiding those regrets.
Because one day, we're gonna be too old to fuck.
And life's too short if you ask me.
Pearl opens up about feeling stuck, caring for her father and tending to the farm. She may even open up a bit too much.
If only they would just die.
Pardon?
Nothing. She almost makes good on that
Yeah,
thought later
nope.
when she wheels her poor dad out for a meeting with her best pal gator. Theta the Gator is named after silent film actress Theta Bara, whose film is playing at Pearl's
Oh.
local cinema. American
that's
alligators
kinda
can
cool.
live to be over 80, so Theta may be the same gator who would later take a bite out of Bobby Lynn. She doesn't get a daddy
Most
dinner
likely.
now, though, since Ruth finds Pearl before any chairs are tipped. Afterwards, Pearl finds a nest of gator eggs and takes one home. Her resentment towards Howard
Uh-oh.
for leaving her causes her to scramble her new friend as she hallucinates him being killed in the war. I love this sudden explosion, where they just blew up a dummy filled with fake guts.
Good
Ruth finds out
thought.
Pearl's been sneaking into town and demands she isolate from her sickly father. Pearl asks to go to the dance audition instead, saying she wants something more than this life, and that's the final straw for her mom. Ruth accuses Pearl of being ungrateful and
She wants more than his provincial life. What are you, Belle?
that she knows her daughter has antisocial tendencies. Not that she knows that word, but she's seen what she does to animals, and she's afraid of her.
It's only a matter of time before you hurt someone else.
She's also like, oh, you think your life sucks? Look what I'm dealing with.
I was supposed to be his wife, not his mother.
Ruth is played by Tandy Wright, a New Zealand
Damn.
actress who worked on X as its intimacy coordinator. She taped her audition for Pearl with the
Damn.
help of Owen Campbell and Martin Henderson, and only had 3 weeks to learn the German required for the role. She gets nuts with the guilt trip and even stabs an innocent table. Oh my god! Then she pretty much curses her daughter.
But when you fail, and you will fail, I want you to remember what it feels like. Because that's how I feel every time I look at you.
Damn, we may have passed
Holy.
hereditary levels of brutal dinner scenes. That mic drop moment leads into a game of slappy slaps, and before you know
Slap
it,
fest.
it catches on fire. Pearl puts it out and scalds her scolding mother with boiling corn water. Sure, the fire's gone now, but so is half her skin. Ruth ain't quite ready for her kill graphic though, so Pearl stores her in the basement with the rest of the Xmas decorations. Free at last, Pearl runs back to town to do some sinning in the rain with the projectionist. She tells him she wants to iris down on him. Urgh. We fade into a 4x3
Damn,
dream
what?
bunker, hold the Portnoy, where the monochromatic masses clamor for Pearl. Originally, Weston Goff pitched Pearl as a black and white movie, thinking it could lower production costs. But A24 knew y'all wouldn't watch that movie or its kill count, so production pivoted to make what West called a demented Disney movie. Pearl wakes up the next morning,
There's
and
no
time
doubt
to
about
go to
that.
bed, and briefly panics since it's the day of the dance audition. But the projectionist offers her a ride back home. Bet he didn't expect to find a maggoty pig roast on the porch. Yeah, that's
Gross.
maybe a red flag, dude. Pearl keeps him outside as she tidies up, which includes cleaning up after her poor hungry dad. Guy was left at the dinner table by himself all night. Come on, Pearl. He's not gonna be in the mood for company.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
The projectionist is already having second thoughts, and his sexual aspirations end when he hears Ruth bumping in the basement. He's played
Nope,
by
I'm
David
out.
Cornsway,
Peace.
who's been tapped as the DCEU.
Oh my lord, it literally does just say projectionist. No name. Come on.
Hughes' new Superman. His acting here is great. With each new piece of information he gets, he realizes he's stepped into something bad. He makes an excuse to
Yeah,
leave,
nope, I'm
but
out.
Pearl
Peace.
catches on real fast.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
I'll take biggest lies I've ever heard for 800. He tries to drive off, but an angry Pearl takes a pitchfork to the
Oh.
guy's pecs. Twice! She finishes him off by planting it into the ground straight through his mouth. God damn! She later makes like Psycho and sinks his body and car into the lake.
Au revoir, poor Johnny!
It's a move she'd repeat over 60 years later in X. Pearl punts her mother back into the basement, then dresses up
Lord.
herself and her father in their Sunday best. This is the most emotive we've seen
Oh,
her
he's
dad,
crying.
and that emotion is uncut fear. Ready to leave her life behind, Pearl gives her dad a kiss and then smothers him to death with a towel off screen.
Oh,
Man,
no.
I gotta feel for the guy. He had a real rough life and a pretty lame death. The movie's score shifts here to match the turn in Pearl's character. The film's beautiful
In life as in death.
orchestral score
Still.
was co-composed by Tyler Bates, returning from X, this time working with Get Out and It composer Tim Williams. For inspiration,
Oh,
the
that's
two
a
looked
good
to
mix.
composers like frequent Hitchcock collaborator Bernard Herrmann and English composer John Barry, who worked on a ton of James Bond films. The score was performed by a 60-piece orchestra, which was funded by A24 despite going over their planned budget. Pearl takes her new digs and meets Mitzi at the audition. Newly emboldened, she makes no false claim of sportsmanship.
Has to be me.
The troupe is only looking to hire one girl, and since Pearl's projecting confidence, Mitzi asks her to audition first. Pearl agrees and finally infiltrates the world she's been dreaming of. X marks the spot, and the eventual sequel. A slow-motion
Oh,
setup belies an
that's
energetic
clever.
start to a Napoleon Dynamite performance. It's confident and, a little unsettling. Also, sometimes avian. The judges aren't too impressed. But in Pearl's mind, she's putting on a spectacle you haven't seen since 1917. Not the year, I meant the Sam Mendes flick. It was really good. It's a
Never saw
full-blown
that.
musical number with Rockettes of the
I'm
Radio
not a
City
huge fan
and
of the
Ballistic
war
variety.
movies.
Unfortunately, no matter how hard she smiles, that's not enough to win over the judges.
Thank you, but it's gonna be a no.
And just like that, Pearl's brain
Ouch.
breaks. I don't know what she expected, though. You know she ain't getting high marks from her dead burnt mama. The judges say they're looking for someone all-American,
Not dead yet.
young and blonde.
Someone with X Factor.
Pearl has a total meltdown and makes some noise!
Please, I'm a
Sorry, that's the brakes
You
a
can
little
feel
late.
the
Hey, wait a
pain.
minute. This means when Pearl said she used to be a dancer in X, she was a fucking liar.
It ain't my fault you didn't live the life you wanted.
Damn straight, Bobby Lynn. Mitzi finds Pearl bawling her brains out and offers her a ride home, back to the Maggot Pig Inn. She tries to
Ah.
cool her off with a nice glass of milk, but Pearl is in the throes of missing her husband and having a self-reflective breakdown.
I'm worried there may be something real wrong with me and Mitzi.
In a
Yes,
bit of
yes, there
therapeutic
is.
theater, Mitzi offers to roleplay as Howard so Pearl can vent her feelings.
I hate you so much for leaving me here. Sometimes I hope you die.
Mitzi immediately regrets her decision.
And
In an incredible
exit stage
8-minute-long monologue, Pearl opens
That was technically stage right for me, but still.
up to the imaginary Howard about her disappointment with her life. She admits that she resents him for keeping them on this farm, when his wealth could have given her the life she wants. It's a whole dump of TMI, with her talking about the relief she felt from having a miscarriage and admitting that she kills animals. But
Miscarriage?
don't worry, just the small ones.
Nothing but feelings, nothing that could hurt me back. Felt good.
Of course, that
I'm sorry, do you not have any idea about geese? Those things are brutal as hell and will mess you up.
leads to a confession of killing her parents and the projectionist.
Truth is, I'm not really a good person.
You don't say. This extended monologue was inspired by the 17-minute long one take in Steve McQueen's Hunger. It was meant to be a climax that contrasts with how showy and flashy the rest of the movie is. Goth practiced it every day of the shoot to get the words down, allowing her to let her emotions guide the scene. She performed the entire 15-minute scene with no cuts multiple times. It goes on for so long, you almost forget she's talking to Mitzi until it cuts back to her face. She's in danger. Mitzi tries to excuse herself, but Pearl pressures her
Pardon
into
me.
admitting she was cast in the chorus line. I still don't know if she really was, or if she just agrees with Pearl to get out of there faster. I mean, she does match what the judges said they were looking for, but she didn't seem like she was lying when she said she didn't get it. In any case, Pearl says she's totally fine with Mitzi getting the part. But it's not
Even
long
if she
before she's
didn't?
following her sister-in-law outside and grabbing an axe. I love this long shot that follows them as we watch Mitzi realize what's about to happen to her. They used a
You're gonna
car-mounted
die.
crane called the Russian Arm and did about 6 takes of it. Mitzi's heels are no match for Pearl's sensible work boots, allowing the Crimson Killer to hack her to the
Ooh.
ground.
I'll do anything you want.
It's not about what I want anymore, Mitzi.
No, I'm pretty sure it
It's
still
about
is.
making the best of what I have.
With that, Mitzi is splitsied apart by an off-screen axe blow. Pearl heads back down into the basement, where her mother Ruth has finally died
Now
of her
she's
injuries.
dead.
Thank God, her kill graphic was starting to get cold. Pearl cuddles up for some
I'm
cadaverous comfort and hallucinates her mother singing her a lullaby. It plays over a montage of Pearl hacking up Mitzi's corpse and feeding it to Theta. The practical effects of Mitzi's body parts never fail to blow my mind. They're so heinous and gelatinous. I love it. They were
Ooh.
made by Weta, providing
There
yet
goes the
another
head.
movie with their always exceptional work. Pearl makes her mother more presentable, using the same hairbrush we'd see her use later in X. Yeah, there you go. Nice brushes. Got a little scalp with that one. When she's done,
Yeah.
Pearl sets the most disgusting dinner table I've ever seen. And I've watched all the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. I mean, those are gross, but I don't think any are as maggoty as this. Sometime later, Howard finally returns from the war. He excitedly enters his
Powder Keg Farms. Why would you name your farms Powder Keg? Oh, Lord, you were asking for trouble, both from the people around you and from within.
home, only to find a nightmare mode Norman Rockwell waiting for him. Pearl greets him with a pitcher of lemonade, and the movie ends with Mia Goth proving she's the queen of long takes by holding a manic smile for nearly 2 minutes straight. This was originally meant to be a freeze frame ending, but West wanted to see how long Goth could hold the smile. She really lost herself in it.
That was just one take, and we only had one chance to do it, and that was never the plan for it to go on for as long as it did, but Ty decided to keep rolling, and then I just decided to go along with it.
It lasts all the way through the end of the credits. Okay, that's all, folks. Seriously, Pearl.
Please
that's
close
all.
this up
Bye.
already.
How many kills did Pearl bring to this Antiques horror show? Let's
4.
find out and get to the numbers. Right, Scarecrow guy?
She brought 4 kills,
Scarecrow
that's it.
guy. Have you always been kinda...
James, don't! Don't do it even for the bit!
I can't. I'm married! Well, okay.
James, no! Oh my lord, James, you are a damn riot. Oh boy, okay. One moment.
Only 4 people died in Pearl, which
Oh,
is
it's a
half as
perfect
many
split.
victims as there were in X. They consisted of 2 men and 2 women, giving us this Technicolor pie chart. We've only seen this count and breakdown twice before on this show, and both of those movies were good ones. With a runtime of 102 minutes, Pearl had to kill on average every 25.5 minutes. We'll give the Golden
Nice.
Chainsaw for coolest kill to Mitzi, as long as we include the disgusting dismemberment that followed, which I will. Dolma said
Yeah, I
famous
would.
kill will go to Pearl's dad. It happened almost entirely off screen, to a character who really didn't deserve it. And that's it. Pearl came out in
Yeah.
2022 and is set to be followed by Maxine, which comes out next week. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count.
Alright, well, let me go ahead and give my own advice and tidbit about this movie. Holy shit. And that's all I have to say. Yeah. Alright, let's move on and see what will be up next week's Kill Count.
Next kill count.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 5 months since Immaculate came out, and we haven't done a kill count for it yet.
God will never forgive you.
Well, that's a bit much, don't you think?
I'm sorry.
All is forgiven.
What is
Say
this?
5 Hail Lucy's and we'll move on. Immaculate is the story of a novice sister named Cecilia who transfers to a convent in Italy after a near-death experience.
That sounds
Oh.
terrifying.
It makes her think God has saved her life to serve a special purpose. But what could it be?
Must have drank too much wine. Embarrassed myself.
No, that can't be it. People do that all the time. It's
It's
probably
very
something
common.
more conceptual, having to do with the movie title.
You are with child.
There it is. Now, don't get confused.
Oh,
This isn't
yes.
the First Omen. It's just pretty much exactly the same as the First Omen.
Fuck this.
But that doesn't mean it's bad. Cindy Sweeney does a great job.
Thank you.
I don't mean that as a compliment.
This actually
I
does seem
did.
like it's a
You're
good
probably
movie.
just jealous she got to make out with Glenn Powell. Anyway, this week, get thee to a nunnery to watch Immaculate. Make sure you brush up on your Italian.
It's fine, I will translate for you.
Then on Friday, make a break for the kill count. Oh God! Ow!
Holy
Only
shit!
on dead meat.
What's inside you is our success.
Immaculate.
Damn, this is gonna be a good one. Thank you all for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see all of y'all next time when we flick back on in Dead Meat. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.